Black culture. At SableCon, we keep that tradition alive with comic creators, writers, and artists telling their stories. Cosplaying provides a chance for Black fans to represent the characters they knew and loved. To celebrate Black nerd culture, SableCon is hosting a convention on May 20 to 21, 2023 at Ace Event Center in Knightdale, NC, along with a cosplay contest. Be on the lookout for this convention.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It has been a while. But as usual, go to akachicomics.com. Go check out SableCon, sign up for it. We have some people that's coming in. Everything is coming together real well for it. So no complaints or anything. Just ready to go ahead and get it rolling and get it to the people and get everybody up in there and stuff. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. So before I get into the couple of things I want to get to, I had got the belt for it, for the cosplay contest. And that was something that I've always wanted to do. Like, I've always wanted to have one. And the funny thing is, it's not for me. So I got this title belt, SableCon title belt for the cosplay contest. And it was just something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted like a title belt, but not for myself. So I don't need it. And I don't want to just have it there like, yeah, I get it to myself. I like, give it to people that just they put their time in for something that they created and stuff and everything. So that's definitely something that I really find cool and what I wanted to get done. So I was going to talk about a few things. One of the things I was going to talk about, I've been seeing this whole manga versus comics thing pop up again. And I made a video about it before and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, okay. So I want to talk about that a little bit. And the reason why is because there's this thing that, like, some people will say they're the same, some people say they're different. I stand on the side that there's a little bit of a difference. And the reason being is, outside of like the long-standing mangas, like the One Piece, the One Pieces, the Dragon Balls, Naruto, stuff like that. For the most part, one of the things that always stood out to me with manga, and why I've always been really on the side of manga, is that when it comes to characters and such, like in manga, you know, when somebody died, they dead. Like, it's a few where they come back and stuff. Like I said, I talked about the One Pieces, the Dragon Balls, the stuff like that. We know that. You know that these people are dead and they ain't coming back. And that's always one of the things that stood out to me in manga. In comics, always knew there was like, yo, somebody can die, they can come back, all that stuff, right? They can pop up, they can bring them back and everything. And it's like that never was the case in not never. I'm not gonna say never. That's a whole lie. That wasn't the case in a lot of mangas. Like with Berserk, that was the thing that got me so much. It was just like how certain characters got done, how they were just wiped out, and I was just like, what's happening here? What's happening? Oh my God, no! And it's like they're not coming back. They're done. They're gone. There's no bringing them back. And that was the thing that always got me when it came to with manga. And then even with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it was like Caesar dying, the first Sabelli dying, and it's just, these dudes are gone. And it got worse as the manga and the anime went on. Towards like certain people, every JoJo opening, you can tell. Usually, you can tell who's the ones that's going to die. They give you signs of who's going to die and who's going to stay. I think on what is it? Stardust Crusaders. I think they have a part in the opening where all of them are going up the stairs to get to Dio. And you see, I can't remember what side it's on. It's the side that Jotaro is not on. Everybody on that side dies. They all die. On Diamond is Unbreakable, the one person gets ripped in half in the opening. It was something like that. You'll see it like this. It was like this ripping or something, or like this flash for when that person dies. Same thing on Golden Wind. if I remember correctly, everybody that had a chain go through them in the opening died. They all died. And it's like, it's just those little things in anime and manga that made me feel like, yo, I have a little bit more connection to these characters. Same thing, even in Full Metal Alchemist, that the characters died, they didn't come back. It was like they were gone. There was no coming back for those characters, and that's what always gets me when I watch it. I don't know, or even read it. I don't know who's going to die and who's going to stay. I'm reading Monster 8, or what'll be known as Kaiju 8 out here. I'm reading that. I think I'm like 45, 50 chapters in or so. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, okay, I like these characters. I like what's going on for the most part. I'm reading it, going through it easy, you know? And in the gist of it is that this guy, this older dude, he's about, I think he was like between 30, 32, named Kefka Habino. He gets this monster that jumps inside of him and it gives him monster powers. So he's able to turn into this monster, and he's monster number 8 because they have numbers for monsters, and they have Japan has a group of people that fight the monsters. So he's tried to get into this defense group many a times in Japan, and he's just sucked. And another young man named Lino Ishikawa, I believe, Lino comes and works on the monster cleanup crew that Habino was in. They get into it. They clean up monsters and everything. Habino ends up joining the crew. So he's trying. He gets into a situation. The monster jumps into him. They go and try to get into this monster defense force. He gets into it and he's trying to hide the monster, that he's a monster from the group. And so whole time I'm reading it and I'm liking these characters. I like who these people are and stuff. I like the idea of Monster 8 being an older shonen character, in 32, even though that's not that old. But I like that because usually you get these young people and they just running around doing a bunch of wild stuff. And it's like, oh, they don't really, this dude is old. He like, I ain't got many chances. And then even with the defense force, they have it to where I think 30, they changed the cutoff to like 32 or 33, something like that. And this is his last chance. So he's getting in there and he just sucks at everything. Just sucks. But what I'm getting at is that while I'm reading it, the whole time in the back of my mind, I'm like, who are they going to take out and is not coming back? That's what always worries me. And that's that feeling I always get when reading manga or watching anime. It was like, which character is going to be gone and not coming back? And I'm just always like, okay, please don't let it be one of the people I like. Don't let it be one of the people that I like, because it's going to hurt my soul. Also, just knowing that there's finality to a lot of manga as well. The fact that I know that I'm going to read this outside, like I said, outside of a few of them, there's a few of them. There's a handful of them. And it could be the same with comics. Well, no, there's not like a handful. There's a bunch of them. They just keep coming back. In comics, they keep coming back. So it might be this iteration. Then somebody might bring this iteration back. Then somebody new might write Captain America, and then they take from some of the other stuff, or somebody else might write the new X-Men or something. And they take from different things and bring people back and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, this person's back, but you know it's always going to come back. So that is always the determining factor for what's the difference between manga and like American comics to me. They all are comics. I do agree with that part, but how things are handled is a little bit different. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think, I would tell people to read both. I read both. I read one of the main ones I read are like the X-Men comics, and then like I jump around with manga and stuff. JoJo's, like I said, Monster 8, a few other ones. Any other good ones that y'all know, leave them in the comments, because I've been reading a lot more on everything. So I would like to know some other ones that folks can, speaking of X-Men. But yeah, so the other thing I wanted to talk about is y'all got in the there's this thing where I feel like in the and the whole creative community and what I see. This is just me. This is what I see, and I could be seeing wrong. I could be seeing completely wrong, and I'm completely off, and I'm just ranting just to rant. I have a habit of that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but it's the fact that it seems like a lot we don't spot or we don't spot trifling folks when it comes to comics. And what I mean is, it's like, are these people doing what they say they're going to do? Because I see a lot of people going back and forth about this person said this and this person didn't like that and this. But if y'all really paid attention to people the whole time and really paid attention to what they do and how they handle things, you would know these people are trifling. Like out the gate, you would know that. For instance, here's the thing. The whole black thing is the big thing right now. Like marketing and talking about black, 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 diverse, 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 black, 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 blackity, black, black, black. That's the big thing right now. And for me, maybe I feel a certain way about it because I'm more of a in-person type of dude. And I'm gonna go to these events and everything. And be amongst the people that I say I'm marketing towards. But you see a lot of these people that online, it's always black, 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 and that's not a problem, whether it's black, black, black or not. But when it comes to being around at events that's geared towards black people, they ain't there. Like you don't see them there. I'm talking about, and I'm talking about this. I'm talking about the events that are geared toward black people, and they're there. There are a few of them. There are a few of them. I mean, Keithan put them on. Some people in Philly put them on. I'll be putting one on. You're online preaching about black, 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 but nobody ever sees you amongst black people. So how does that work? Where you're marketing and selling these people, marketing and selling to these people, but you're never amongst them. That's a whole thing that we complain about when it comes to corporations and white folks and all that other stuff. We complain that they're not there in the community and this, but then when there's black folks that's doing the same thing, we kind of like cheer it because we see it online and we see them talk about representation and we don't want to this that, but they're not amongst us. And that's a sure sign before you even get to any of the other stuff that y'all like to throw around and the names you like to call folks and all the ists and isms and all the other stuff that y'all like to throw around. Are they amongst the people, like in real life, are they amongst the people that they say they're marketing towards? And I'm talking about events and situations specifically geared to those people that you say you're marketing to. Not just hanging out on the internet and putting out some tags and everybody like, yay, black, or whatever the case may be. Are they amongst these people? Do they talk to other people in these groups? Do you see them amongst other people that are a part of these groups? If no, then it's a good chance you're gonna be dealing with some goofy mess. That you're gonna be dealing with some folks that's gonna be trifling across the board. And what I mean by that is if they're not even marketing, if they're not even amongst the people that they say they're marketing to, you can best believe that they're gonna jump out and start talking crazy about any other group and people that y'all can think of. But we get up there and we see a couple of followers in a couple of situations, and yay, these people are the greatest. They the best, and they this and that, and they the best, and they the best comic company. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying, start paying attention. Start looking at it. Start paying attention. Start looking at people's track record. Just look at their track records. If you don't see them, like, just start off with the most basic. If you talking black, 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 and you ain't never amongst black people in person, and I'm talking about events geared towards black people, geared towards the people that you are consistently pushing and putting out, you full of shit. And also the thing about it is, because that's what these studios and other people look for when it comes to certain keywords that's being used, diverse and this and that and blah 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 blah, LGBT, women, da 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 da. They put it in their marketing, and they take it and they'll take and use black culture to sell it to somebody else. And it's the same thing that other people do to black folks. They ain't amongst black people. They don't have no reason to be amongst black people. They're not concerned about being amongst black people, but they'll use it and take it and sell it. And that's the same thing some of these black creators do. We'll take black fans and we'll say that we'll take black fans and black followers and everything and serve you up to, hey, I can galvanize these black people to come over here and this will help you. It's the same thing politicians and everybody else do, and these lobbyists and folks do. They do the same thing. I can galvanize these black folks and I can get them to vote, or I can get them to do X, Y, and Z. And if you come through me, you'll get these black people to come with them. You'll get all of these people too. And then they sell you off to these other folks. And the next, when they get a couple of dollars, it's, oh, well, I didn't know. And it's not really, and we gotta be able to change, and we gotta be able to do this. And then y'all wonder why you hear them talking crazy about other folks. Because they weren't trustworthy maybe when it comes to character. They weren't trustworthy out the gate. So now y'all get up there, and the funny thing is, like, now y'all get up there and y'all start calling them everything else. They're racist, they're misogynist, they this, they that. Well, actually, y'all be trying to play with the whole racist thing. Y'all keep that off to the side. Especially, but if we talk about black people, I guess you can't throw that in, but you can. They ain't cool. They not cool. They're not coons or whatever. They're not woodland creatures. But folks will start calling them everything else. They misogynists. They hate women. They hate, and the thing about it is that may be true. But always pay attention to the person's track record. You see all this big talk, but if they're not amongst the people that they're using to promote and go to these other places, out the gate, that's something that you need to know, that this person is not what they say they are. And it don't matter what they market and what they put out and how much they blast and say that they are X, Y, and Z, then you need to know that they're not that. You need to know that. And the thing about it is, I look at a lot of it to where it's like a lot of folks turn corners, and I'm not mad at that. But don't play this. But don't play like, yeah, I'm for blackity black. But you didn't start off as that. And starting off when it isn't a problem. But again, it leads to something to where it's like, I can't connect. Your paperwork ain't lining up, playboy, or woman. Your paperwork ain't lining up. Player. So it is what it is, I guess. I guess it is what it is. But I just see so many creators being shot, especially in like the indie black scene and stuff. And for me, the other thing is also not just the marketing, but look at how these people deal like with a lot of situations. And what I mean by that is a lot of y'all may not like how I do things. People may not like how I do things and how I say things, but I'm gonna always tell you this. If you don't like what I say online, we can talk about it. Or you can just block me and do whatever. That's fine. I'm not mad at that. Just block me, do whatever. I may start doing that to more people myself. But if you really got a problem, like you really, really got that problem to where it's like you feel like you got to go back and forth with me and argue and stuff, we can meet in person and we can fight. Like really, especially grown men, we can fight. If you that passionate about it to where you got to call names, go on this whole tirades, keep going back and forth and all that stuff, we can meet in person and we can fight. We can even go to a gym and fight, and then we can sit down and talk about it after. All this other stuff, I'm not going to do that with y'all. But you may not like it, and you may not agree with it, but I'm always going to tell you that. If you really that passionate about what you believe and not liking me and stuff, we can fight. Or you can just go on about your way and not say nothing to me, and we can just let it be that, and we don't say nothing about each other, and we good. But all this back and forth and sneaking and this and that, nah. We grown men. We can fight. We can put hands, we can agree to put hands on each other, let it be that, and keep it moving. It all that name calling, and I'm gonna troll this person, and I'm gonna make videos, and I'm gonna share. We're not doing that. So, the thing about it is like y'all see these people, and you go through this stuff with these people, and there doesn't seem to be like they'll get a little, they'll get big heads. You see these people, and y'all, oh my God, this is amazing, and you get this big headedness, and it's like I can tell that a lot of y'all ain't been through nothing beforehand. You haven't dealt with, and if you have, you aren't dealing with it well in the creative community, in business, and not just because creative isn't just, it's not just a I make this stuff and that's it, because it's a business. It's a business. And you don't transfer it well. You ain't been in lead positions. You ain't been in nothing where you're responsible for anything. You ain't been in terrible situations in life. And if you have, you damn sure ain't taking it and being like, hey, let me funnel what I've been through into what I'm seeing here, so that I don't have to keep going through the same type of mess. So there's people, like, for instance, there's people in the community, comics community, black, white, whatever. And I may be one of those people to some people. And I hope that if there's trifling people, right, in the community. And what I was going to say is I may be that to some people. And if I am, listen to your gut and get away from me. Like don't talk to me. Don't anything. Because if you're looking at what I post and what I say, like, he ain't shit. He is trifling. I don't like this guy. And that's, and in your gut, you be like, yo, he trifling. I think he's a bad person. If that's what it is, I'm glad you decided to get away from me, because there's nothing good that can come from that, right? So I would say start using that discernment, and also with people that you feel like is the right thing too. But we're not talking about that. Use that discernment and watch these people. Look at what they do. Don't just because they got little followings and everything, and y'all just lose your mind, and then you put it off and you act like that's not what it is. Am I saying go out and talk crazy about people and everything? No, not really. Because if you're not about that, don't do that online. Because I tell y'all that too. Don't do that to me. I don't do that to none of y'all. I don't do that and start talking crazy about y'all and specifically talking about y'all, and because I don't do that, because I'll see you. I will see you. I'm all over the place. And now that I got a little bit more time, I'm gonna be hitting up some more cons and stuff in different areas and being able to get to them. So I'll talk more about that later. And I'm happy about that. But we'll see each other. We don't have to do any of that. And so there's this thing where these creators, and what I was saying, they ain't been through nothing, is they'll get a little shine to where they can make something happen. They can get a book out, they can get stuff done or whatever. And then they start hovering up over other folks like they better than them, and then start talking crazy whenever something goes on. These are people that ain't had nothing going on in their life. Like nothing. Like straight up. Because you know that if you know that this is all, and then what I mean is these are untrustworthy people, these trifling folks. And what I mean by that is that the reason why I'll equate it to me. The reason why I don't act like that and I don't feel that way is because I know that there's always more for me to do. And I can help out other people when I talk to them or whatever, when we're in person, and other people help me out as well. But there's always more to do. And to stand up and act as if what you got ain't up to be scrutinized or debated or anything like that is crazy. There's people like I've been doing, as far as getting business done, I've been doing more things about getting reviews from people. And if y'all have read my books, review them, whatever, good, bad, ugly. People pulling them. Yeah, I think that's it too. I think a lot of that is the case too. But like the thing about it is like speaking on that is that is like I'm petty when it comes to a lot of things, but again, I don't do that because I'm not that at the end of the day, I'm not that kind of person because all I would do is infuriate myself. Like I would just make myself mad, and then I would put this, and this is the trifling side of me, right? This is me saying the trifling side of me. Like if somebody puts out somebody's talk crazy, and then I'm going on and I don't like what they said, I'm not going back and forth with nobody on the internet because then I'll put this crazy scenario in my head, and just like I said, you'll see me, I'll see them. And so then I have to back up what I've told myself just because of the type of person that I am. So I don't do it. I'm like, I'm not doing that. But it's a thing where you gotta know yourself as well. You gotta know yourself because nah, nah, no. So they get they'll get a little shine, and it's because somebody said, "Hey, your book is great," or this and that, or blah 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 blah. And then they start getting the big head, and they start talking crazy and reckless to people, like that's not, and it's because of the, and I personally think it's the, and I've said this to many people. Again, I believe it's the community that we're in, comic books, animation, blah blah blah, all of that, to where it's like we feel like that you can't be touched. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my wild, angry, always ready to fight myself. Fight with my train my daughters. It's like no, I train my daughters on how to fight. Put my daughters in wrestling, all this type of stuff. It's something close to me. It's something that, and what I mean, and going back to what I was saying while I started goofing off, what I was saying by not having certain things happen is because you don't just go out and start stuff with people as if nothing can happen. In the thing, and maybe it's just the way that I think, because I don't feel like I should go out and start talking to people because I don't know who you are and I don't know what you have on your side. Strategically, I don't know what you got. So unless I'm willing to confront and deal with everything that you're going to bring, I'm not going to do it. And I just feel like not having that life experience when it comes to certain things, when it when not having that life experience causes a lot of issues when it comes to in this comic community. Because a lot of y'all are going to talk, a lot of people are going to talk crazy about each other, and I keep going back to it. A lot of people are going to talk crazy about each other, but then just walk by like nothing has happened. Like you ain't just been talking crazy about each other for the longest. Like you can't sit down and talk to this person about these issues that you supposedly have with this person. Or you make videos and then y'all go back and forth and then everybody start taking sides and also the goofies. I don't do that. Even growing up, I watch people. This is goes back to that Desperate Housewife thing you said. It's like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this person, I'm gonna talk about this person, then I'm gonna take this side and I'm gonna go over here. I wasn't even like that as a child. I watched that in middle school and high school. I watched that go on. It was like, yeah, they terrible people. And they said this about this. They said this about Francine. So we're not friends with them. And they just quit. I don't do that. Because if you feel that way to where you talking that wild about me in public and you talking all crazy, we will see each other. We'll see each other. and sometimes it'll be a thing where it's like, but depending on the level of wild talking, it's going to have to be a thing where we're going to have a conversation, or somebody might have to get slapped. Like it's going to be that. It's going to be that with grown men, with a bunch of grown men. And if you're with me I'm the old, and I'm also the oldest of 9 kids. So if you come at me in the wrong area, I got a bunch of sisters. so it's not, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest of 9, and I'm only 40. So I'm just saying, I got a bunch of sisters too. So it's a thing where I think that people out the gate got to start, especially in this comic community. for one, be respectful out the gate. Let respect be the opening salvo all the time. It's always respect. Let's lob respect. Let's respect, but also use some discernment when it comes to these people. Watch what they do. Not just, man, they selling books and I wanted this and that. And just look at them. Look at them. You might look at me. You might look at my chocolate sexy self, my ruggedly good looking self, and be like, I don't trust that dark skinned black man. Black people might look at me and be like, I don't like his dreads. They always look crazy. I don't like his beard. His glasses is crooked. And any man with crooked glasses walking around like that is not trustworthy. And if you feel like that, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. If you feel like that, that's fine. But make sure that you have discernment going on with you and yours. Don't play this game when we can't be like that and we just know to be friends. No, we don't. No, we don't. If you don't trust me, you don't need to be friends with me. Make sure that you protect yourself and stay away from me because the things I do, you might see something in me that nobody else sees. And then I'm most likely going to do something trifling that you consider trifling, and then it's just going to be time to jump overboard. You know what I'm saying? And we don't need that. So don't sit there and chase these people and deal with these people. Folks be lying and doing all kind of little sneaky stuff the whole time, and we just act like that's not the case. And then when it turned back and it bite us or it gets one of us, suddenly we're surprised that it happened. No. Spot these trifling folks. Look at them. Listen to your gut. Because when it comes to business, a lot of stuff, and this is business. This just ain't no folks running around creating comic books and I just like it so much. No, this is business. And when it comes to business, look at these folks. And if you watch them and you say, yo, there's something not right. Again, even if it's me, I'm not telling you that I'm different. I'm trifling when it comes to certain things. I'm a piece of shit when it comes to certain things. And if you see that in me, let it be what it is. Let it be what it is. I ain't mad at you. And as long as you can be respectful about it, you can keep it moving. But don't be surprised when you see them do other trifling things. And I ain't talking about, and I want to be clear, I'm not talking about somebody making jokes or something, because some of y'all be losing your mind over jokes and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, come on, man. Some of it, and this is just me. This is me talking. This is me and how I am. If you're not that type of person and jokes bother you, that's fine. That's but some folks be taking it somewhere it don't need to be. But if a person is attacking other people and doing trifling stuff, always pay attention to these people's track record when it comes to, especially what they're presenting themselves as, and if they are amongst the people that they present themselves to be with. If I'm presenting myself all the time as being this champion of Mexican women, and I'm just Mexican women, and I'm not amongst them. But I'm constantly talking about selling and all this other stuff and everything, but I'm never among them. There's a problem. Or if I'm with them and everything is trifling, like every situation is trifling with them. I'm not among any Mexican people that are known. I'm not with any. I'm not in their country selling stuff. I'm not in their areas. I'm not with the ones that are legit. Nothing. You don't ever see that, and you just keep, man, this is great. We needed this. We need this coalition and this. How does that work? That's discernment. That takes a little discernment, or some type of common sense street knowledge or something, or even being in corporate settings. You know, there's a bunch of trifling folks in corporate settings where you can be like, yo, this person is full of crap. And I can see that what they're lining up to do with their projects, none of this ever equals up to what they actually do. Have some discernment, folks. Stop just supporting people. Let watch these people. Watch them. Watch what they do. And watch how they treat the people that they're supposed to be selling to. Not just a bunch of, hey, I do this and I do this and I do this and that diversity and black and blah, 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 blah. Especially when all these corporations wanted black, blackity, black a couple of years ago, and then folks can just throw it up there. I'm not mad at, I'm not mad at anybody that, for instance, and what I was talking about, because y'all heard some of the stuff, and I'm not gonna get into it, so y'all can go find out what's going on. But if somebody don't like my stuff, I've never like when I say send reviews, for instance, I say send reviews for my book. If nobody don't like it, or if you tell me certain issues with my book, I take it in and I say, is this true? And I look at it. And I'm like, yo, this is something that I've said, or this is when I first started and I've gotten better. You don't lambast the person, whether they do it in personal or private. Just take it, keep it moving. What they say doesn't stop the people that like your stuff from liking it. Now, somebody that may not have liked it, that may stop them. But at the end of the day, does that really matter? I mean, it does matter. Now that I think about it real quick, it matters. But to act a fucking fool, nah. So just have discernment and watch these people. Because this isn't just, I've been having this dream of creating this book, and it's not just that. And even when it comes to, it's you seeing these people, watching who you associating yourself with and watching what's going on. And even when you get to these corporations and stuff, it's not just, man, I just wanted this and I just wanted to put it out there for the world to see. And these people don't take advantage of you. Watch how it goes. Listen to other people's stories. One of the things that, and I've talked about this before, that Kevin Grava asked me, I need to get the proper pronunciation of that man's name. It was like one of the first things he asked me was like, do you want to be a part of that Marvel DC world or universe? And I was like, no. Because for me, I've seen like watching track records again, even with small people in the indie community, big corporations. From my personal experience, I don't like working with corporations, whether it be GameStop, whether it be a fast food place, whether it be a big engineering firm, corporation and stuff. I don't like working with them because after a while, you just there to churn out what they want done. And I'm not that type of person. So even when it comes to that, if you ask me, do I want to be a part of it? No, especially if I'm creating something that I take the time to think of and put out there. I don't want you to take it and then I don't have no kind of real say in where it goes. Now, if you want to work with me to get some stuff done and we're breaking off some money and I'm getting some residuals and into perpetuity and stuff like that, then okay, we can do some things. We can work together. But working for you, no. Because discernment. I've watched other people that are better than me, that know more than me, that have been here longer than me, go through certain things that I would say I don't want to go through. Now, I'd be a fool to see these people and then I'm able to talk to them in person and think that something different is going to happen. Now, I'm not saying you don't go out there and work. I'm not telling you none of that because y'all hear stuff and I understand it. Y'all hear stuff and what not other people, but what is said tickle this little wire inside you, your little heartstrings and little strings that's connected to your emotions, and then you're like, you said that. No, I didn't. I'm talking about me. And what you want to do, that's different. You might be like, you know what? I'll go write this person. That's fine. Do your thing, player. I ain't mad at you. But for me, I have no interest in it. Unless you just gonna really be dropping some money at you, or you like, hey, I want you to do this and keep it going. But use that discernment. Take the time to think about it. To think about what you're doing and who these people you're dealing with. I've dealt some of these same people that y'all be like, oh my God, they're so amazing. And this company, I've talked to them. And it's been a thing where it's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that with y'all. But I don't go online and be like, hey, y'all did this and that, and they said this and that, and I didn't like them, and they this and that, and they've come to me for my work. There's a few people that's come to me for my work. Whether and that's another thing. Like somebody might say your work is trash, but then another bunch of other people will come to you for the work and be like, yo, we like this, and this. But all this back and forth and this goofy, that's some messy shit that y'all ain't never had to deal with. I couldn't growing up, and I always equated to me because it's something that I couldn't have done growing up. I didn't have that situation. I didn't like certain people around me because in past experiences, having the wrong people around me, me and my friends are getting jumped. Me and my friends have to fight. Me and my friends have to worry about folks shooting at us. My uncle's family got to, in North Carolina, I got to watch my uncles kick in doors, or they got to kick in doors, and folks start shooting. Then we got to go out and help folks. And then, for me, that's what I've dealt with. Now, I can tell that a lot of people in the community haven't. So for me, that's a disconnect when it comes to certain things. Because like y'all don't treat it like y'all got some sense. So it is what it is. I ain't gonna keep talking about that and everything, but use your discernment when it comes to these people. Look at track records. Let's not act like it's something new and oh my God, I can't believe this. This is that and that is this. Use your discernment. Take your time, even if it's me. Look at me. Like, yeah, I don't like what that dude about. I don't like what he talking about and everything. I ain't mad at you, and I ain't gonna say nothing to you. As long as you're respectful about it, you can respectfully say, I ain't really walking with you like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Use your discernment. Don't be going back and being crazy and talking crazy about people online because you don't know what can happen and who's watching and all sorts of mess. Don't do that. But if that's what y'all do, again, y'all do what y'all do. So it is what it is. As always, go to akachicomics.com, get the books. We'll be having a Kickstarter again, actually, for Void Beast chapter 5, 1 through 5. We'll have 1 through 5 on the Kickstarter. If you ain't never got any of them, this is your perfect time to jump in. And it's sad. It's a little sad because my man Francis, he got busy and stuff. So this might be the last one for a while. So we're gonna be putting it all in one trade and everything and getting it out to folks. So be on the lookout for that. I'll probably be dropping May or June or something like that. But we will have another Void Beast Kickstarter, and we'll be looking for y'all to get on there. As always, most of my stuff is paid for and everything already. So this is just for marketing and pre-ordering purposes. So you guys know how I go. I ain't never not did it and everything. So it is what it is. Go to akachicomics.com, and I hope to see y'all at SableCon in North Carolina, Knightdale, North Carolina, May 20th and the 21st. Come out, hang out with us at this con. Black culture, anime, manga, and all that good stuff out there. So I hope to see y'all at SableCon, and I will holler at y'all later. Peace.